Hey gang, Denise here, and this is Pose of the Week, and this week it's my pick, and I'm choosing to look at Vashistasana, so kind of side plank pose. It's one of my favorite postures for shoulder range of motion and stability, especially that. So, you know, you may have heard me talk about stabilizing the shoulders for plank and chaturanga and coming into up dog as this external activation at the shoulder, okay? So hands are positioned like so, you know, fingertips toward the front of the mat, and then we activate so that it's this external rotation. It seems as though we want to dial the hands away from each other. They stay grounded, and then the rotation happens at the shoulder, which kind of winds up and stabilizes the shoulder and the shoulder blade on the body. Okay, but we need to keep that going in a posture like Vashistasana when we go into side. So that is, of course, as you're probably quite aware, it's a fairly challenging posture for the shoulder. So if we want to strengthen the shoulders and keep them safe and sustain the pose, we need to use external activation here too. So here's what I do to set up. And I'll often give people the option of setting up from the knees just so that they, you know, can get organized first without a lot of load on the arms. So dial the hands away from each other. That's going to tuck the elbows back. That's our standard, you know, for we're coming down to the mat this way. That's what we would want to have happen, and that's what we want to have happen here. So then I can rock over either onto the outside of my knee, or I could take this from plank and rock over onto the outside of my foot. But if you come and see what's happening with my hand, I've got the same orientation I would have in downward facing dog, and now I have actually the same activation. So I'm activating my arm as though I'm dialing my hand this way, okay? But it's going to stay grounded right where I've planted it. This is going to create a spiral of activation and energy up my arm, helps me stabilize my shoulder, gets my shoulder blade on my back good and stable. All right, and then it's just a matter of pressing into the sides of my legs. So it's those lateral leg lines again that we reinforce so much in what I talk to you about anyway. And then so you can lift up your hand. And remember, there's options for stepping down with the top foot or bringing the knee down. But we have to, first of all, because our hand is on the ground, it's got to be stable. So if you're feeling any weakness there, make sure you are activating that external activation at the shoulder joint. And then, of course, there's other options to come down on the forearm. But even here, if I was on my forearm, I would be dialing my arm out. It's like I'm trying to drag my hand this way toward the front of the room. Okay, so that's actually the external activation, what it looks like with the forearm down. So you see how that principle carries over from our planks, our chaturangas, our downward facing dog, upward facing dog, and we take it into Vashistasana. If you're practicing those good habits, you're not going to struggle when you go somewhere new. All right, my suggestion, try that out. I want to see you use that activation. It's going to keep your shoulders safe and strong. Thanks so much for joining me. See you next time. Bye for now.